Oh, wait, no longer. Welcome to the Trophy Room pre-show. I am your host, Joseph. Alongside me, the two best co-hosts in the biz. They're going to react, or they're going to try to guess some games. It is 97 degrees. I'm dying. How's everybody? Kyle Stevenson, you go first.
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm hot.
Yeah, dude, I'm melting.
Very hot. Hope everyone out there is staying cool. Light, how are you?
Not hot today. It broke a little bit here, and it's going to continue to not be so bad. And then I'm pretty sure next week we're going to barely break 60. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's supposed to be rainy for like the next 3 or 4 days here or something like that.
But today was much better outside for us.
Yeah. I'm going to the beach on Monday in between the rainy days. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
It's going to be nice. I have a whole week-long vacation. That said, I am sweaty, and this AC, while it's doing wonders, has been on for 2 days straight. It ain't coming off, guys. All right. It's staying on. So let's go. All right, gang. You guess this game while I finish up these show notes.
Sure. But really quickly, look at what my niece Kylie made for me.
Oh my god, I used to love making those.
Let me get it closer. Yeah, look.
I love that is still a thing.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I saw it on TikTok. I was like, oh my god.
Fuck.
I used to have a book for all different animals for that. Yep. I freaking loved those. Oh, I love that that's coming back in.
Yeah, and she made sure it was Mets colors. So I was like, hell yeah.
She did such a great job.
Yeah, she did. They're like officially out of school this week, so
nice.
Finally. All right, what are we guessing here? What are we thinking? To me, it looks like they're holding onto a ledge, right? Like down here. Yeah. And they're like bracing for something.
Okay, so is there like a parkour game?
Maybe, or is that like a weapon they're holding onto?
Oh, yeah, true.
The cell shadiness is weird to me. I don't know if it's Borderlands.
It's, to me, it looks less cell shady and more like 360 era, maybe. Like batter. I almost just said batter graphics.
That's good.
Jonathan Kelly in chat says looks to be at least a 57-degree angle. So he's on the other guess the game.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell what's going on there.
Let's go with Jeannie in chat says Lost Odyssey. Let's do Lost Odyssey. I don't have another guess right now.
What? I've never heard of that game. What's that?
It is like a 360 era game. Okay.
That cylindery tube almost looks like something from a multiplayer map in Call of Duty.
1,000,000% it does.
I'm just gonna run down, get some ice, and then I'll be ready in a minute.
Okay.
And like this looks like a red dot sight or a laser sight or something.
Yeah, so some multiplayer game maybe.
Let's do one more skip. Oh,
what is that thing? We were right with 360 era though.
Is this one of my favorite games of all time? Is it not a shooter? Is it Enslaved? Odyssey to the West?
So Jeannie was on the right track with Odyssey. Nice.
Like, this game is very good.
Another one I've never heard of.
It tells I'm blanking on the name. It's similar to the Wukong story.
Okay.
It's based on a fable, and it's like a retelling of it. Very underlooked gem from back in the day.
Nice.
Wow, man, I didn't remember the lasers. I was like, what kind of high-tech game are we in? Oh boy.
Is that like a hang glider? What am I looking at? What is that?
At first I thought, oh, it's Cloud Sword. But no, it's not.
It looks like
see hang glider-ish. Yeah.
Volcanic-y ground.
So
looking at, it says Xenoblade.
Listen, I trust Silk in it. Specifically 3. Boom! Look at that. Look at that.
That was impressive. Again,
Very
not
well
familiar
done.
with these games at all. I've at least heard of them, but don't know anything about them.
It's just a shame that they're on a Nintendo console. You know, like I'd play them if they're elsewhere.
Okay, we've got boats in an ocean.
Very far away.
Yeah.
And is that a crosshair?
It looks like it could be.
Why are we shooting little boats?
This wouldn't be like an old GTA or something. Do you think?
Like the top-down ones?
I don't know. I was just thinking if you were like hang gliding in with like I don't know.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be 4 or the one I just played, so it'd have to be like Vice City or something. And I don't think it's that because it doesn't look the same as that. So never mind.
Just Cause isn't a bad idea, still can it? Stingray says GTA 5.
Definitely not GTA 5.
Let's just do Just Cause 1 because
it'll tell us at least if it's in the right vein.
Yep. Okay. So then 2. We'll just go down the line.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. 3. How many Just Causes are there? 4? Okay. Well done. Joe had to run downstairs and get ice. That's all we know.
Ice baby.
The ice that cools you off, not the other ice that's in the news. We hate that ice.
I'm just glad that I've always gotten my Dr. Pepper with no ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I tell you a story that I was a little upset at my dad today?
Ooh, please do.
I
love the tea.
Not in any real way of form, whatever. It's not that serious. He went and picked up pizza for dinner. And I was like, can you please get me like a soda or something? Like, because I need something, some sort of caffeine or sugar. Because I haven't had anything in a week. And he was like, yeah, sure. No problem. What do you want? A Mountain Dew? I was like, yes, that'd be great. He brings me home the 0 sugar version. I've never been so disappointed in my entire life.
I would have been very angry.
I just looked at it and I did the heaviest sigh. I was like, I'm too hot to say anything right now.
Oh no.
You meant well.
I know. It's
fine.
Like you tried,
I get it. The font is smaller. Like, you don't understand the black wrapper is 0 sugar. I get it.
Oof,
but when you're going through withdrawal for sugar, it's like
1,000,000%. The same thing happened to me last week with like DoorDash. I was like, I need a Snapple. I would like a peach Snapple. So can you go to 7-Eleven and get me a peach Snapple? They brought me the 0 sugar one, and that tasted awful.
Dang.
So bad. I didn't even realize it too, because that one is so inconspicuous on the label.
Yeah.
I just opened up, started drinking. I was like, what's wrong? Is this bad? Did this go bad? Ugh, it's terrible.
This tastes like shit. Hey guys, make sure you hit like on the video if you're watching on YouTube. It really does help us out. Also, I saw a funny Instagram. It made me think of you, Light. I gotta find it because it's like verbatim. It's what he says is hilarious. It's just an Instagram of like some guy cam zoomed in. He's just like, and you didn't even think Dr. Pepper could be a woman, you sexist piece of shit. like I showed that to Amy and he was like, oh shit, I never thought that.
I didn't either. I think in my defense though, I think because I know the creator of Dr. Pepper was a male, so that's why in my head. So that's going to be my defense. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, this is cheating. You can't give me this screenshot and then when I skip it, you just zoom out a little bit. What?
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Heroes? That does kind of look like Mr. No More Heroes. Again, it's a blind spot for me.
I got no guesses. I have a very small view of games.
2013.
Every time I do that with these games, I'm like, fuck, I played 5 games.
It's a grasshopper game, and it's not No More Heroes.
Is it Nobody Saves the World or something like that?
No, that's Drinkbox.
All right.
What
See?
the hell is this game?
Yeah, see, whenever I play this, I'm like, okay, I play like 10 games on repeat, and I've got no knowledge outside of those.
Yeah.
It's not Let It Die. I don't know.
Let it die, let it
I don't know.
die. Let it trip and
Killer's
up and
Dead.
die.
Never would have gotten that one. Okay.
Killer is dead.
Never would have got that one.
All right.
All right. Let's see. We got to end this on a win.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We have to end this on a
dub.
win. I think I know it.
Go for it. Get it first try.
I'm trying to remember the full name. I think it's Viewfinder.
Oh, yeah, that's a good guess.
Yeah, there we
Now
go.
that's how you end it.
Nice.
There we go. Look at the
That's
little
how
lad.
you end it.
Oh, I don't think I ever remember this little guy here. The watermelon with the boots.
Oh, no.
That looks great. Very good puzzle game.
That was what I
Joe,
always
do you
meant
need
to
more
try,
time?
but-
No, I'm pretty much good.
Okay.
Alrighty, and I'm just gonna post it on the Discord. Boop, 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 boop.
Also, when we
Alright, do
get
one more.
to oh, I already closed it, so we can just
Oh,
vamp here.
fuck. Okay.
When we get to the drop, there is
Yeah.
nothing releasing next week.
Ooh.
Real
At least on
talk,
PlayStation. So
Yeah, it was hard to find news this week, but we found some good stuff.
what do you say? It's Death Stranding week. What do you mean?
I mean, thank God Death Stranding came out.
So Ken, it says, Joe, you're a little too quiet compared to us.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Did you guys ever watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
I did
Oh.
not. I know of it.
So I personally did not have cable when I was growing up, but when my siblings were a little bit older, my parents got cable, and that was one of the shows that we loved to watch as a family. But there's one chunk that I love so much. It's where the little blue character, it's like a whole little monologue for him. And I actually memorized it for my theater class because we had to do a monologue section. So that was the monologue that I gave. But it's like this whole thing where it's like showers in Spokane, it's hot in Topeka, blah, blah. But there's one part where he's like playing with an eyebrow pencil and he puts it on, he reads it, he goes, eyebrow pencil. So whenever I'm thinking about anything, I just go, eyebrow pencil. And nobody understands the reference, but I say it all the time. Oh.
How long did you do theater? Was it just a class and you were done?
Yeah, so I did a class in 9th and 10th grade at the school I was at. And then I was in I was in a musical in 6th grade. I started off in a musical and a play when I was in high school, but unfortunately I had to drop out because of my health issues. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, I did 2 years of theater classes, and then in college I was in a cappella. So I still kind of kept it going, but
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know Miss Light could sing.
I don't know if I can sing anymore, but yeah, I'm rusty for sure. I belt it in the car.
Oh yeah. I do as well here and shower everywhere. I just don't do it in public because it's terrible.
I do miss singing in public. Like I would love to find like an adult choir or take vocal lessons or something, but it's hard to find stuff like that in my area.
Yeah.
So just unfortunately. Light has an amazing singing. Oh, thanks.
All right,
it's funny.
I'm ready.
Okay, one last thing because I was just about to say it. One of the guys was in my a cappella group and we used to do solos together all the time. Well, duets together all the time because our voices just worked really well together. He's an incredibly talented singer. Anyways, I didn't realize is like a Kind of Funny best friend, loves Kind of Funny, has listened to them for years and years and years and years and years. And the first time I was on the show, he DM'd me on social media and was like, wait a minute. Was that you I heard on the show? They introduced to Teegan and it sounded just like you. And I was like, that was me. And he's like, holy shit, I didn't know you were a gamer. I was like, because I was a classic gamer in college.
That's fucking awesome.
So that made me feel good.
That's so good.
Just wait one sec. Am I do I sound better now?
You sound louder.
Yeah.
Louder? Okay, I'll take that. Because it's doing a weird thing I don't want to change too much. Okay, Jenny says yes. Jenny would never steer me wrong. All right.
Also, everyone in chat, I don't have the ability to remove that link that's in there. Don't go to there. Be smart about it.
What link?
Somebody posted a link there. Don't do that.
Oh no. Oh no. All right. I did not hear about Little Big Planet stuff, by the way. Someone asked. Sorry, continue.
I was just gonna say it probably goes to boobies and what's
malware.
It called? Malware. Thank you.
Alrighty. Also, like, do you want to take turns reading stories this week?
Sure. Yeah, it's up to you.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet. I'll go first. You go second.
Okay.
And Joe just sits there twiddling his thumbs.
That's right. That's right. There you go.
Alrighty. You guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah. Chat, you ready?
Yes.
Oh, you're also chat too? That's crazy.
I'm the Alpha and the Omega.
Oh boy. We'll see you in 19 seconds.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 432 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where we chat about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation each and every week. And talking about this week, we chat about PlayStation confirming no day one games on PlayStation Plus, Square Enix going back to its roots, and our Death Stranding 2 early impressions, and so much more as we do it live over on youtube.com and twitch.com/PS Trophy Room every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, and on podcast services the very next day there afterwards. Alongside me, the greatest co-host who ever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. Can I get a woof woof?
Woof woof? What?
Yeah, woof woof.
Why would say so quick to just do it? I don't know how I feel.
Your brain is just melted, so you just needed to. You just weren't thinking.
As you can tell, everyone watching the video version, I didn't put my social handle, so you can now call me by Kai Kai if you would like. That's what my nieces call me. So that's totally fine. That's where my brain is. I can't handle anything serious right now.
Yeah, so for the listeners at home, right now it is currently, I'm rounding up, 90 degrees. There's been a heat wave for 3 days straight, right? My AC's on, so if you hear a little background noise, you know what it is. Yeah, I'm dying here. We're all melting. All right.
Also, before anybody says, because I got this on Twitter the other day and it pissed me off and I had to stop myself from angrily typing back.
Okay.
Before anyone says, it's like you haven't experienced summer before. Okay. Whoa. First of all, we're New York, New Jersey. Okay. Typically, our summers do not get this hot. It was almost 100 degrees in New York. That is abnormal, especially for June. If we're talking late July, fine, but not for June. But the kicker is the humidity. The wet bulb point is so high.
Did everyone see that feels like? It feels 93. Like it's 93. It's 8:30 at night. Yesterday, this felt like 108. And as you can see in that little banner there, it says today will be one of the hottest days in 14 years.
Exactly. And the wet bulb point is dangerous right now. So it's not necessarily the number of the thermometer, it's the humidity that's dangerous. And we've had warnings not to be outside for longer than absolutely necessary. Like schools weren't allowed to bring their kids outside. It's been a thing. So yes, we are used to summer. No, we are not used to abnormal weather conditions.
Also, we're used to summer gradually ramping up.
Yeah.
It was so sudden. It was like a punch to the face. One day it was like 68 degrees. Oh, this is nice. Next day it's 108. It's like there was no time.
as Nisa says, everyone is experiencing this. It's like a heat blanket.
Yeah.
It does feel like everyone, like whoever is bigger than the earth right now just threw all its like dirty laundry on top of us, piles and piles and piles of, and it's so hot.
It's rough. It's rough out there in the streets. That said, that voice is the lightweight herself.
Hello.
Miss Teegan, can I get a woof woof?
Woof woof. But let me step off of my soapbox now.
Okay.
Let me de-escalate myself after getting so heated about the heat.
Fair enough. Yes.
So, can I ask, what's with the woof woof?
Good question, big dog. Woof woof.
Big dog guy. Woof woof.
It's a new thing that we've done in Fortnite, and it's now carried on throughout.
Don't make me have to do a Fortnite thing. Get that out of here,
dude.
Every time we're talking, it's instead of like over and out, we're like big dog woof woof. Like, there's something happening.
I retract my woof woof now. That I know that it's.
I brought it over to work now. I call Amy. I go, "Hey, big dog, woof woof. Can I get a woof woof?" She's like, "Woof woof."
No, Amy, no.
She's very confused by it. But phonetically, just everybody in your car right now, just do it. Let out a little woof woof.
Yeah,
it's nice. It feels nice.
Roll down the window, scream it out.
Yeah. Woof woof woof. There you go.
We went to Chili's for dinner tonight because I don't like to cook on these nights, or just any night, but especially these nights.
And you shouldn't. Yeah.
And the waitress asked our daughter how old she was, and she says, "I'm 3," but she holds it up for audio listeners like an okay sign. And Mr. Light goes, "I've heard that if you do your 3s like that, it means you're a psychopath." So then she starts going, "I'm a psychopath. I'm a psychopath. I'm a psychopath." The waitress is like, "Now you done it."
I love that.
And that's when he realized he made a grave mistake.
I think that's said it perfectly. Like, she can't say her C's, she can't say normal words, but she can say psychopath perfectly.
Oh my God, Sean coming in. Ooh. It was 111.2 Fahrenheit with the humidity in Ontario. Damn. For F's sake.
Jeez.
My goodness gracious.
What up, Joseph in chat says, "Can I get a meow meow?"
Meow meow.
Oh, meow meow.
Hey, buddy.
Let's see. Woof woof sounds better, but I'll take a meow meow. I'll take a meow.
Wait, no, that's really satisfying. Say that again.
Meow meow or woof woof. Yeah, it's nice.
No,
good.
Meow meow sounds better.
It's a woof woof. We're big dogs.
You know, like we're on team meow meow.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
What'd you guys do on your podcast today? Well, we were debating meow meow versus woof woof.
Listen, Light and Kyle are meow meow people now.
Yeah. It's woof woof, but all right, big dog here. That said, listen, we got to talk about all types of Death Stranding stuff. I've played. PlayStation's told me I've played over 10 hours of Death Stranding in the last 2 days. So
nice.
I've been on it. So we're going to talk about my early impressions. We're going to talk about all the PlayStation stuff, like PlayStation yet again. It's like putting their foot on the ground, saying no day and date PlayStation games coming to PlayStation Plus, Square Enix, all that stuff. But before we do, of course, time for our Patreon pitch. The reason why we look so good, sound so great is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy. I want to thank you, each and every one of you. You guys are the reasons we were able to go to PAX. The reason we were able to go to Summer Game Fest. The reason why when my little cam mic thing broke, I was able to get it fixed. All that good stuff is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy. The reason why we're able to even just do the show live. So thank you all so much. I want to thank our newest members, Brett Griffin at the bronze tier, R. Lee Upper 90 at the silver tier, and Caleb Cook at the platinum tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic, and of course, the Kiddo Cullen. I want to thank our platinum members, JC Jedi Master and Cowboy Danger Day, Jonas Young, the Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, A. Aaron, Bertos Maximus, Tommy, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Silkenet, Decimine, Mitchell Gramling, Mike Thomas, and the Enchanted Girl. It's a sad one. Gold members, Cypher Primuth, Doth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, the Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsaur, Astronaut Jr., the Winter Gamer, Stingray X, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, Stormcold ET, Tino Six Speed, N. Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Solo, Matthew King, the Overlord. Dewane Raksha, Drellish, Rick Davis, Steph Mildener, Samuel Nessling, Maximum Carnage, Michael Hassett, Drug Prowling Wolf, Manix Vizia, Jazz and Bren, Tristan Wonderland, Battered Haddock, and the Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you all so much for your generosity each and every month. We couldn't do without you. And also, hey, listen, when you support us on Patreon, you get bonus content each and every week. You get a bonus show, the after show. Last week, we talked about us being in the club. What this after show is going to be, no idea.
Did we?
We'll get there.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, the special club, the vertical dancing club.
remember the club I had to show you the name of? You're like, there's no way that exists.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I gotcha.
Last week feels like a year ago, though, for some reason.
It really does.
It really does. The heat.
Shout out to our YouTube members, Nisa Hauer, The Kush Completionist, Pops Arcade, Shribbles and Bits, and Tommy. Please join over on YouTube, get a little trophy next to your name in chat, and level up in real time.
Ooh, I like that one. All right, that said, listen, we're going to square up the news, okay? We're ready for it. It's time.
Are we ready?
Big dog, woof woof. Square up the news.
Also, by the way, I love the revolution that's going on in chat right now.
What's happening in chat?
We've got the leader, I would say, of the Meow Meow movement, Joseph Yaden, in chat saying Team Meow Meow. Then we've got New Age Prometheus coming in. Can I get a beep beep? I'm a sheep. And
right back at you, buddy.
Oh boy. Jordan Middler over at VGC writes, PlayStation maintains that it still won't release first-party games on PS Plus and on day one. PlayStation's policy of not releasing its first-party games on PlayStation Plus on the day of the release will continue, according to a company exec. Brain melty. Company is that. The guy in charge. In an interview with GameFile, PlayStation's Vice President of Global Services, Nick McGuire, was asked whether the company was considering changing its PlayStation Plus policy to match that of Xbox, where first-party releases are added to the top tier of its Game Pass service on day one. McGuire replied that it wasn't, insisting that the company's policy of adding its first-party games at least a year after launch, and instead selecting 4 or 5 indie games per year to add to PS Plus was working for Sony. Quote, we've sort of stayed true to our strategy across the board, where we're not looking to put games in day and date, he explained. Our strategy of finding 4 or 5 independent day and date titles and using that to complement our strategy of bringing games in when they're 12, 18 months old or older, that balance for us is working really well across the platform, end quote. When the PS4 launched, Housemarque's Resogun was made available on launch day for PlayStation Plus subscribers. It later did the same for PS5 title Destruction All-Stars in February 2021. But since then, the company has remained resolute in its policy of not adding new first-party games to the service on day one. Third-party games that have been released on PS Plus on the day of release in recent years have included FBC Firebreak, The Plucky Squire, Dave the Diver, Animal Well, Tales of Kenzera Zhao, and Stray. McGuire was also asked about the PlayStation Classics catalog, which is available to PlayStation Plus subscribers on the premium tier. In terms of retro games being added to the service, he said Sony is, quote, trying to bring in 1 a month minimum, end quote. Asked why some first-party Sony retro games, such as 2 Resistance games and Infamous Second Son, had been removed from the catalog in recent months, McGuire replied that Sony wanted to balance the catalog. Quote, we've got 80 collections of games across the catalog, he replied, so we want to keep it fresh and bring in new games. Sometimes that means taking a few games out at the same time to keep the proposition interesting and help people find new games as well, end quote.
This comes after PlayStation Plus July monthly games include Diablo 4 for the PS5, PS4, The King of Fighters 15 on PS5, PS4, and Jusant on PS5. I think that's a great lineup for just Diablo alone. I don't know. What say you guys? Nodding ahead in approval.
I will say that it's the trend continuing of like, hey, Sony's going real hard on fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, come on in, get your feet wet before Marvel Token.
Yep.
And you know, Lord knows what else fighting game wise will be coming soon. Yeah, it's a good month.
Yeah. Kyle, question for you here.
You said Kyle, very weird.
Kyle. What are your thoughts on them using the term retro when describing Second Son?
We're
Why
old.
would they do that?
I'm old. Exactly. Like exactly. I don't know, man. I don't agree with that whole statement, if I'm totally honest with you. Like, why remove games? I don't understand that. Just keep them on there. Make it more of a gigantic library so people always have access to them. Like removing them is something that is still like, I still don't understand why they do that. And for him to put like, to keep things interesting and people to find new games. Okay, cool. But like, what if they subscribe because they heard this game is on the platform, and when they finally do subscribe, that game is no longer there? What now? Like, I don't.
It's a little annoying.
Yeah,
it's a dumb, weird inconvenience, and I don't like it. That said, though, like, I know you're going to agree with us, so I want to put you in the shoes of this exec. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Defend this. Defend the idea of them saying, you know what? Listen, I know, for example, Uncharted is ours, but we're going to take it out of the catalog because
it forces people to pull the trigger and join, because if they see, oh, this is in the catalog, but it will only be here a little while, you're going to bite the bullet and join while it's still there, versus seeing it being like, oh, I do want to play that game, but I don't think I can spend the money right now. Maybe I'll wait a couple months and see what else also gets added. So it kind of pushes people to subscribe like right away so that they don't miss the opportunity to play it. But I will say I'm one of those people that got annoyed because I forget what Lego game it was, but it might have been one of the Lego Harry Potter games, but I was in the middle of playing it and then I didn't play for a couple months because life got in the way, and I went back to play it, and it's like, you don't own this game, and I had like 2 trophies left, and I was like, are you kidding me? So then I had to buy it so that I could get the last 2 trophies. I was really annoyed.
But they're like mission successful, sorta, like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real galaxy brain response. That's real. Someone get her on a C-suite, you know, like stat.
That could be the other thing too, because what just happened to me? I played it. I got a taste for it. I said, ooh, I like that. And now all of a sudden I don't have access to it anymore. So I bought it. So they made my money for my subscription and my money for my game purchase.
It's just M9 Prime writes in, and I, via the live chat, like you can too. I hate when they remove first party stuff. Like, you literally own it and it costs nothing to you to have it there. It costs nothing extra to have it there. It is super annoying, just like my dog barking in the back. But she's also, hot, and she's afraid of reflections of things.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, she doesn't understand. That's just light, but nonetheless, or the reflection of. So, yeah, I understand the logic now that you defended it so well. I just feel
I don't like it. It feels, from a consumer, it feels dirty. But it's honestly, unfortunately, probably smart business because, like, for example, if you think of Game Pass, right, on Xbox side, they get you in the door with their subscription every month. But then they are not necessarily making the game sales because, yes, they do have the pitch like, okay, if you buy it and it's on Game Pass and you have Game Pass, you get a discount, right? PlayStation has clearly a different mantra. Okay, we want to get you in the door for your subscription. Hopefully you'll keep the subscription, but then we take that game away and we also get your, so we're getting money from you twice, whereas Game Pass is getting it from you once.
I need to reword it. My dog is overheated and that's why she's barking. People in the chat, listen, that's why Wolf makes sense now. Relax. All right, Jonathan, relax.
I was about to say, you've been running that AC for 2 days and your dog is outside the room? Huh, okay.
All right. Freight conductor, that's where Wolf comes from. All right, listen here. That said, I think day and date makes sense. I mean, we're even seeing Microsoft kind of shift the focus away from Game Pass and onto Play Anywhere. Like, yes, Game Pass is one form of thing, and it makes them money in this way, but they also want to train their consumers to purchase things and not to be afraid of purchasing them on, one platform, but purchasing them everywhere so they're tethered together. So I understand the first party stuff, or sorry, the day and date stuff. I don't know, Kyle. Are you at least looking for them to have like a release window of like, hey, this is when you can expect, I don't know, Spider-Man 2 to hit the service?
No.
He's thinking deep thought. Yeah, no. It's weird. It's like one of the things, and shout out to Freight Conductor, who's a new member now. Woo, 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 woof, 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 big dog.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
I
Beep,
like
beep,
it. Insert noise here. Insert noise here. There you go.
Joe, do your goat now.
What are we doing? The heat has fried our brains.
We're toast.
It really has. I don't even know what I was gonna say. But yeah, like it's weird because like for I think it's like mental gymnastics when I see like Xbox folks go like, why don't PlayStation players care about this? And like us PlayStation players like not caring about like Game Pass as much, like us looking at it going, yeah, that's neat, but I'm just too busy doing this. Like it's
dude, I freaking love Game Pass.
Oh, and like even us just going like, yeah, Game Pass is great. Anyway, it's just like, yeah, it's the best value in games.
You've never had it, so you don't know what you don't have, right? Like you can see it, but if you've never experienced it, it's like, okay, so
yeah. And even for me that has experienced it, there is still the allure of trophies that's just like, yeah, but I want the trophy on this.
Yeah.
It's strange. But like shout out to Sea of Thieves. That's how I played it during COVID, and now I bought it on PlayStation. Like I love that game so much. So that's how that also earns, them $1 as well. That said, Stingray X, or sorry,
I'm also the worst person to ask about this because I'm always going to buy physically when I can.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me if it's stay in date.
Yeah.
Like that's why I haven't played Death Stranding 2 yet, because my copy won't be able to pick up till tomorrow.
Oh man.
So
can't wait to talk about it. Stingray X, howdy trio. When did you first sub to PlayStation Plus? Mine would be when they gave a month away after the blackout of 2021. I stayed since. It's crazy that they gave over 500 games in 15 years. As always, take care. I can't remember when I did. Remember when we could change our names and we made that a big deal? We talked about it on the show.
It happened way too long. A lot of time passed before we were able to.
I don't know.
I joined fairly recently.
Okay.
Because Mr. Light and I shared the PS4. And then the first PlayStation I owned that was just my own was the PS5. So I think I signed up for it when I got my PS5.
Okay. That's fair enough. How is it going back to like, did you like share like one profile or two profiles?
Just one profile.
Okay. So I was going to say like, how is it going back and re-earning trophies? Have you done that yet? Like for The Witcher 3 or something like that?
Yes, I did. Actually with The Witcher 3. And then also with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for. So there's a couple, and it's nice because you get to play it again and still get the satisfaction of the pop.
Man, I wish I could do that. There's something in me where it's like I played this already and the dopamine doesn't hit the same. So I'm just.
It depends on the game and it depends on how long it's been. I cannot replay a game right away. Like for example, Avowed. I loved Avowed, but I didn't get all of the achievements because it requires multiple playthroughs. I when I beat the game, had no interest to immediately replay it, even though I loved it. Had no interest. A couple years from now, I might consider replaying it again. But it takes a while. I have no interest unless it's Skyrim. And even then, I don't rebeat Skyrim every single time I play it. It's more like I turn it on and do the beginning part like 50 times and then turn it off. But I'm the same way. If I beat it, I'm pretty much done. I don't want to have to replay it. That's why I hate when PlayStation games have the New Game Plus trophy, because I don't want to dive right back in and play it again. I don't have interest in that.
Yeah. Now, Jeannie writes in, never got PlayStation Plus until I needed it on PS4 to play Destiny 1. That's probably when I subbed as well. Yeah, that makes sense, because I think my first game was Resogun. Now that I'm really thinking about it. Yeah.
I think I got it like as soon as it was a thing, like on PS3. I think for some reason, right? PS3 you had to pay for online, right?
No, so PS3 you didn't.
PS4 you did.
PS4 you did, and we didn't care at the time. Oh, this is bringing me nostalgia time. We're like, oh, we have to pay like $10 more. I think it was like $40, and then it was $50.
Yeah.
And we didn't care because the online was so bad that I remember the console warrior like defenders or whatever at the time. They're like, you guys have to pay for online, but like Xbox Live people were like, yeah, but our online actually works, and they're like.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a good point. So yeah, I think PS4 was what I made the jump. I'm real cheap like that.
I can't remember, but I feel like PS3 also got like free games every once in a while.
Yes.
So like I definitely had it then.
Yeah. I think that was like the original like allure of it.
Absolutely. That's what
Did,
I thought it was.
Okay, I know this is a PlayStation podcast. Sorry.
Yeah.
But didn't Xbox also do that too? You would get like 1 free game a month or 3 free games a month?
Xbox there's a couple Live games, Golds. I think
there's a couple games I had where I was like, how did I have this? And I was like, oh wait, I got that for free.
So Games with Gold, it was like their attempt at doing it like PlayStation did. Mm-hmm. But it was so lousy that like when they said that, they're terminating the service a few years ago, people are like, yeah, it's all right.
I'm pretty sure I got The Witcher 2 on Games with Gold though. Like I got some good stuff with Games with Gold.
You sometimes got some rare exceptions, like like they did like Gears like 1, 2, and 3 once.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, all right.
I think that's how I played those too, actually.
Yeah, God bless Games with. You know what? Rest in peace, Games with Gold. I was gonna say rest in piss, but now that you say that, yeah, rest in peace. All right, Light. It's your turn, okay?
Okay, guys, my first time reading. Are we ready? I'm nervous. Okay,
first time reading.
I'm a blonde, Kyle. I don't read.
Listen, I watched your last stream. I now know you end streams with the story time. It's awesome.
We do end streams with story time.
I like that.
Also, went to Barnes & Noble to find the other books from that like franchise of books. Could not find them anywhere. Could not find them. And there's no workers around, so I couldn't ask for help. Okay. Anyways, this next article is from Andrew Highton from InsiderGaming. Apologies if I butchered your name. Square Enix will make more turn-based games and recognizes success of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Not many saw the outrageous success coming to Clair Obscur Expedition 33. The game had potential, but it's likely exceeded all expectations in 2025. So much so, a Square Enix investor reportedly pushing for Square Enix to shift gears back to turn-based games, using Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest as examples. Final Fantasy hasn't been an overtly turn-based title in some time. You could argue Final Fantasy XII was the first game to embrace any proper turn-based elements. Since then, Square Enix has focused on creating more engaging, real-time action. This might not stay this way forever. Final Fantasy purists would probably love the return of a purely turn-based Final Fantasy game. According to a translated post from Genki, one Square Enix investor is pushing for the company to return to its roots. Quote, at the Square Enix shareholders meeting, one investor said they would like the new Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy games to be turn-based and highlighted Expedition 33's success as an example, end quote, it's claimed. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has experienced massive success as a turn-based RPG. There's plenty of life left in the genre, and Square recognizes this. Quote, Square Enix responded that they are aware of Expedition 33 and believe that command-based RPGs are the origin of Square Enix. They value the genre of command-based RPGs and plan to continue delivering such games in the future, end quote. Square doesn't appear to be done with turn-based gameplay. It would make sense, as despite the critical acclaim for Final Fantasy XVI, the game didn't meet sales expectations.
Well. First off, nailed it. I could turn my eyes off. Turn my eyes off. Close my eyes.
Turn my eyes off.
Turn my eyes off.
Let me hit the button. Let me flip the switch.
He's actually an android. Just in case that's why he's struggling so much in the heat.
That's
You're
right.
the AI I've been warned about.
If I only had a brain. Wait, what was the Tin Man one? If I had a heart? Was it?
Yeah.
It works for brain with me.
I just insulted your brain and I totally didn't mean to. I just thought that was insane.
I said turn off my eyes, dude. You're fine. This episode's going down as one of the greats. Kyle Stevenson.
Hi.
Oh, you hear this news, it just makes you wonder. Will they ever be happy with anything?
No. They absolutely will not. I, for one, think turn-based still has a place.
Yeah.
As long as they, what's the word I'm looking for? Stay up with the times, right? Like Clair did. Like, it wasn't a traditional turn-based where you just pick a button and you just watch it and let it go.
Right.
Like, you actually have to be active in it. And I feel like Rebirth and FF7 Remake, like that combat, even 16, is also still very, very good.
Yeah.
And like, you can play Remake and Rebirth in that turn-based style if you would like. I just don't want them to just, again, this is another like chasing trend kind of thing, where I don't want them to do that, because I do think they are finally hitting their groove with that kind of action style gameplay.
Yeah.
That for people who play 16 and have played Rebirth and Remake, that combat is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Some think the 16 combat is, like, as the kids say, peak. It's really, really good. It's fantastic. I don't mind a return to form for like turn-based here and there, but to kind of force it all on everything going forward, like Final Fantasy Dragon Quest will now be turn-based,
Sure.
like, again. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it in this moment, because they've shown me that they can do it in a cool new way.
Yeah.
That at first I was hesitant about, but I can also fully, man, I'm just talking myself in circles. I now appreciate that RPGs play differently. So it doesn't feel like when a new RPG comes out, which is my favorite genre, that I'm just playing something with like a new fresh coat of paint on it, you know?
Right.
Like, we have our action combat, like the new Final Fantasy games. We got Clair with like the updated turn-based. They could both live, but not everything has to be one or the other.
Yeah. I think Jonathan Kelly here. Where was it? Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. Alex Smith, sorry. I think that Expedition 33 is like Baldur's Gate 3 in that it's foolish to try to replicate it. They're one of a kind. Like, yes, turn-based is great, and Expedition 33 is phenomenal. Real work of art. It got someone that doesn't like turn-based games, not just into turn-based games, but like, this is, oh my god, some of the best combat I've experienced in a video game. And even I say, don't just do it because someone else is doing it. Like, listen, Square Enix, put down the cigarette, okay? I know you want to impress the girls, but guess what? They think it's gross. Just put it down. You're not going to be hard or edgy because, Chris is doing it. Chris is Chris, okay? He has a bad home life. You're better than Chris. Just don't do it. Now, Chris
I disassociate for 1 second. How did we get on Chris? What's going on?
Who's my high school bully? No. So to run it back here, it's like, just don't do it because you're again chasing a trend.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, just do it because you found something here. You found a cool idea. Go for it.
The other thing is too, Baldur's Gate 3 and Expedition, they had amazing other things too that brought non-turn-based people into the game. Baldur's Gate and Expedition both have phenomenal stories, so I've heard. Their characters are great, the acting is great. Like, it's so much more than just, oh, people liked the turn-based, because sure, they did, but it's more than that. It's deeper than that. So if you're just trying to chase the turn-based and you're not focusing on the overall picture, it's because the stories were so deep. The characters were super nuanced. Like, there's a lot to it. It's not just like, oh, it's turn-based, so it succeeded. There were so many things to bring people into those games, not turn-based element-wise.
And it's weird for me to say, as I've been a fan of Square Enix from the get-go, from the moment I was able to play video games at that level. It's weird for me to just say, like, stop chasing the turn-based trend when they arguably are the ones that perfected it back in the day.
Right.
But it's also like, you made that switch. Don't switch back just because this one game is crushing it.
Yeah.
You now have a brand new fan base of the new style Final Fantasy games that love that, and maybe don't love Clair. You know what I mean? Like, we can have both in the same world. Just don't force it on every single game.
I think what comes after.
Oh.
You see what I did? For those who come after, I think they have to make the commitment to it. Because my argument for what you just said, Kyle, is there's not enough people that want the style of 16, because in Square's eyes, that game was deemed a sales failure, right? So whatever they do next, it can't just because they saw an episode of Game of Thrones and they played 3 hours of God of War and went, video game, this could be us. They need to be truly inspired by the work and not just mimic or imitate what they see other studios or publishers do, but actually, like what you said, do something different, right? Like perfect the genre, take it that extra level. And we know Square can do that. They have done it before. They do have great franchises that we love, and Kingdom Hearts, and they can do it. They've shown it, so they can do it again. I think the other thing is that their expectations is just too wild and all over the place.
That's the worst part of this whole thing is Square Enix has never been happy with any game launch ever.
Yeah.
Like and like they put too much money into the marketing side of things, so they're like, oh, it didn't make whatever money we had. Okay, then why are you putting Cloud on my Subway sandwich wrappers from Subway? Like, I don't. Why is Final Fantasy sponsoring Insomnia cookies? I don't understand.
Because the other thing here, and that's a great point, Kyle, is like Expedition 33 is a huge success. It sold 3 million copies, right? And again, that's a lot, and that's enough to man, that studio is set for a while, right? But when you are a company of 30 versus 200, 300 plus, you know what I'm saying? That's where budgets come into play and going, yeah, no, like the next Final Fantasy, if it was turn-based and it sold 3 million, that's still a failure to them. And so, it's about course correcting. It's about understanding where your audience and who your audience are, how big they are, and trying to make smart moves to just go, okay, this is at the realistic range that we can hit for this game in this genre. Let's budget accordingly. But it's a game industry. They don't do that at all. That said, T. Lee writes in, Trophy Room Chio. Hope the week is treating you well. 2 questions this week. If you don't have time, just tackle one. Don't worry, we're doing 2 real fast. Lightning. Light. I've been loving Expedition 33. I cried more watching you during the prologue. ... That being said, what is a game that comes to mind or moment in a game where you guys absolutely fell apart and shed tears? Mine was and when so had to beep it out. That's T. Lee. That is a spoiler, good sir. So what is a game, I would say, that you, and I know both of y'all, listen, we're criers on this show.
1,000,000% I am.
So what is the moment that comes to mind? Think about it.
I can't just pick one. And I agree with T. Lee. I was also watching Light replay the prologue.
Yeah.
And it made me feel the feels just as bad as when I was playing it the first
It
time.
destroyed me.
It's an incredibly affecting intro to a game. I have 2 in my mind, and they're the same level for me, so I'm saying both. I'm cheating. I don't care. Oink oink, beep beep,
okay,
whatever.
No spoilers.
Whatever the new animal is.
Squawk squawk.
It's the Lee and Clementine talk at the end of Walking Dead season 1. I'm tearing up just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Transcendent. Like I've talked about it before. That's the reason why I love narrative in games. Is that game? Before I was like,
yeah,
I play video games. They're fun. They're cool. That just helped open my eyes to the types of experiences that I want to play in games. And I mean, come on now.
Come on.
Joel and Sarah. Come on. There's several Last of Us moments. That one is peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. That like that is akin to Expedition 33's prologue, where I was left like shell shocked. Like I was so shocked that they did a thing that I was like, oh, whoa. Like, and I let the silence kind of like take me, What say you, Light? What is the game?
Those two that Kyle said, definitely. And then I think the other one that comes to mind is the second Plague Tale game. Yeah. The ending of that one, if you haven't beaten that one, the ending of that one destroyed me. Mm-hmm. So much so that I don't know if I want to play the third one.
Fair.
I know it's following like different characters, but still, I don't know if I want to have my heart destroyed like that again, and I don't know if I can do it. So, that would be one I would add to the list as well.
I've said Gears of War 3 in the past for a moment in particular. Oh, Maria. Oh boy. And I can't wait to replay that with y'all. That's gonna anyway. Love that game. I also, again, like Silkenet says something. The midway point in The Witcher 3, I get when they do things like that, no spoilers. But if you've played Witcher 3, you've gotten to that point, when they do stuff like that, I'm like, my goal is to find this mother and I'm gonna street justice this son of a like that is where I'm at. So I get angry. But I would say Tears, I think the easy answer for me is Last of Us, and I would say the Ellie Joel argument. You're trimming a mighty thin ice there.
So Reese brings up Mass Effect. Every single one of those games made me cry. And then also, this does not get enough love, but Assassin's Creed Origins. At the end of that, there is one line that you hear when Bayek does his final leap of faith, and that destroys me as well.
Fair enough. Jeannie says Gears 2 was the Maria scene. No, more like they're talking to Maria. That's all. That's all.
Secrets.
Eyebrow pencil.
Just remember the Fallen, guys. July 4th, it's coming around.
I need to replay those games so badly.
I can't wait to play with you guys. Like, I'm genuinely so excited. It's gonna be a fun time. Okay. That said, Ramon Terrell says it's disheartening to me how hated FF16 seems to me. I'm almost finished with it, and it's one of my favorite games this year. I've been loving it. The hate probably guarantees I won't get a follow-up. Yeah.
I'm also way okay with not getting a follow-up to 16. There is DLC, so go play the DLC. It does continue the story in some form. That's on my backlog, but I've heard great things about it. It does hurt me a little bit too, because while FF16 is not my favorite, Ben Starr's performance alone is incredible in 16. And the thing before that game came out, I was like, I don't know if I love the summon fights. I don't know if I love them. I ended up adoring them because they're great moments in the game. Like, I do wish, I forgot who said it before. I think it was Jeannie in chat. That I wish there was more of like a diverse party. I wish I wasn't only controlling Clive.
Yeah.
But 16's pretty good. I love it way more than 15, I'll tell you that much.
We're not even close.
Do not like 15 in the slightest.
Cooked you up a recipe. Dork. Kyle Stevenson, take away the next story, sir.
I'm just thinking about sad games.
There are so many of them.
There's way too many.
Give me a woof woof.
Michael Ruiz. Okay, Michael Ruiz.
There you go. Got
PSLifeStyle writes, speculation of PSVR 2 support winding down, dispelled by Sony. Since Beat Games announced it would be ending Beat Saber support for PSVR 2, players have speculated that Sony is winding down support for the virtual reality headset. Just days later, the company revealed a handful of new games coming to its VR platform, most of which are coming this year. In a recent PS blog post, Sony shared new looks at 4 upcoming PSVR 2 games. It should be noted that only one of these games seems to be exclusive to Sony's VR headset. Otherwise, these games will also be available to play traditionally on the PS5. Here are 4 games and their available platforms: Dreams of Another, PS5, PSVR 2; Grit and Valor, 1949, PS5, PSVR 2; Hotel Infinity, only on PSVR 2, and Meteora on PS5 and PSVR 2. Dreams of Another is the next entry in the Pixel Junk series by Q Games. Grit and Valor 1949 is a real-time tactics roguelite by developer Milky T. I don't know if I like that name. Hotel Infinity is from the makers of the acclaimed game Manifold Garden. And lastly, Meteora is a combat racer, and it's the debut title from Big Boot Games. As mentioned, this new update for PSVR 2 comes just after a few days after Beat Games decided to stop supporting the PlayStation versions of Beat Saber, one of the platform's most popular games. You're muted, Joe.
I knew that. Joke's on you. I was just testing you. And you passed flying colors. I know, Kyle, you love when they announce a slew of games on a random day, on a random hour during the week.
I love it so much, Joe.
This definitely proves. Listen, we got someone in our Blue Sky comments. They were like, PlayStation VR 2 is not dead. In fact, PlayStation 2 VR well alive. In fact, expect one first-party game this year to be announced for PlayStation VR 2.
Okay.
So we got a little insider or a man full of delusions. Which one do you think? Do you think VR is dead?
Overall VR is dead? No. I think the pipe dream of PSVR being a thing and have staying power is probably dead.
Okay.
And I am saying this as a owner of PSVR 2 who has not put it on in probably 2 years.
Oh, sad wolf. Yeah, I mean, as someone that sold their unit to go buy a Meta Quest, it's like, no, it like winding down. I see the writing on the wall. And it sucks because I'd rather be playing. That is great hardware.
It's fantastic.
Phenomenal. It's just not being supported well enough by the parent company. And it sucks to see. Yeah.
And it's a tiny small thing, but I'm enjoying the Quest way more because I don't have a wire I got to worry about.
Right. The tether is goddamn annoying.
And like making sure, like moving this couch to play VR, it's a pain. I can do it, but it's a pain. And then like I move it the limited space that I can move it. Yeah. I still don't have enough room. I'm like, oh, well. And then the lighting down here because of the dark room is like not the best. Like, I don't know.
Jeannie says something so right here. PSVR 2 feels like the Vita all over again. It's like, listen, you impress the girl, you guys start dating, and then she cheats on you. And you're like, nah, don't worry. We made up, you know? And then
you kept saying woof woof. What else did you want to do?
Did she cheat with Chris?
Well, that's the thing. Second time around, you find out it's Chris.
With this stupid cigarette.
Yeah. The caramel, what is it? The camel lights. That's what got to her. Shoot.
I just think for a lot of people, the VR just doesn't work because we just don't have the space for it. Like, I don't have a single room where I have a big enough space to do it, where I'm not running into something or it's yelling at me because I'm the box. There's something in the box on the floor or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it just isn't feasible for a lot of people because we just don't have big open spaces in our abodes.
Yeah. Like VR for me, I literally have to move. First off, I have to go in the basement, move furniture around. And then by the time I move the furniture around, I'm like, oh, goddamn, I'm a little tired. Last thing I want to do is to put on the Kyle B. Batman right now. So like, that's the difficulty. There's like Freight Conductor writes, Quest 3 works in surprisingly low light conditions.
It definitely
like
does.
It does. Again, I'm in my basement.
But weirdly enough, does it work in a lot, like a ton of light conditions? I went to try to play it outside on a sunny day. It was like nope, can't keep track of the hands. You're all over the place. I'm like, well, okay. Because the girls wanted to play and there was no room in the house. I'm like, let's go outside. And it just didn't work. It's like, oh, cool.
It sucks because there's just too many barriers for people to really enjoy it. There needs to be a way, a solve, and obviously I haven't figured it out, of like you being in a chair and it working just as well. That's, I mean, that's truly the biggest problem.
Let's chat about it. I think Xbox having a MetaQuest branded Xbox version is really smart.
Yeah,
because you already have an established Quest that everyone loves. Sure. You're just making an Xbox version. You show it with the Xbox controller, which is fantastic. Yeah. All you really need, if there is a way, and I haven't tested it, I don't know if this is the thing. I didn't look too much into it, so apologies if they actually talked about it. But like, if you could use Game Pass in the theater mode in the Quest 3. So it feels like you're playing on a gigantic movie theater screen. That is a huge selling point. That if PlayStation would do that, would be killer. Like on a wireless headset. Like just take the Portal technology and put it like in a headset. So I could like chill in my room and like in the headset playing Lies of P on a big screen with my DualSense? Yes, please.
Kyle, what if I told you described what it's like on the Quest when you're playing on Xbox stuff?
That's amazing. Like I know you can do it on VR too. Yeah. But it's wired and you're literally 8 feet away from the PS5 anyway. So like
it's redundant as hell. And also plus like I got this beautiful OLED with like HD on all that shit. Like I don't want to watch through my goddamn goggles. But like Mr. Zircon Q writes in just like you can too. Head on over to the Discord server, ask us questions, we answer them. Hey Sony Pony Triple Play. With the recent announcement of Xbox Meta Quest 3 S's that includes an Xbox controller and a few months sub to Game Pass, would it be smart for Sony to follow suit and partner up with Meta and make PlayStation Quest with a DualSense controller and a few months of PlayStation Plus, and then just leave their own headset behind? Like, I kind of got Kyle's read on this. What do you think? Do you think PlayStation should pull the plug and just go, you know what? For the rest of the VR games we got, let's throw them on Quest. Let's make this thing off gray. I was gonna say white and blue because that will be the PlayStation colors, but off gray PS1 colors, and then you get like the cool looking like controller on top of that with PlayStation Plus. Do you think that's PlayStation's move here? Would you want to see them do that? Leave PSVR 2 behind and adopt a similar strat?
I think that only works if they're also releasing the game on their PSVR, because I think you alienate your audience that has already purchased the PSVR, and then that's really going to piss them off, because you do have a very ravenous fan base for the PSVR 2. Those who have it and love it really love it. The problem is, from outsider perspectives, people who are saying it's dying or it's on its way out or it's limping its last limps, is because it doesn't seem like a ton is being released for it. So if you completely are like, oh no, we're going to shift gears and we're going to just focus on this new collab with Meta, you're going to piss all those people off and alienate that audience. So I think if you do it, fine, but you need to release those games in both places and use that as a tactic to get new people in the door, and maybe say, hey, we're not going to make any more PSVR 2 units, but you'll still be able to play the games on what you have, kind of like they did with the PS4. Like, we're not making the PS4 anymore, but you can still play the new games on your PS4. Maybe something like that. I could see it possibly working, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Xbox One, there's a limited number. It's not like in perpetuity headsets they're constantly making. I think there's like, we created a small number. If you want it, get it. If you don't.
It's more like,
I have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure.
I think once it's sold out, they're not making any more.
Yeah. Right. So I could see PlayStation then having their turn, but since they already have their own, I don't think it really makes sense. I think Xbox didn't have their own, so it made sense for them to partner with somebody. But
Infinite Umbra, what up, bad bit and lightweight? What up, you, bro?
Hello.
Fuck me, I guess. Infinite, bro. That's fine.
Wolf, Kyle.
Just kidding.
Meow meow.
I don't think Meta would do that, or Microsoft would allow them to do that, unfortunately, because I'm pretty sure probably in that contract they're like, hey, you can only do it with us.
Sure.
Yeah.
For a little bit of time, whatever.
And I think it's more like hey, this thing exists on this platform synergy. That it's more like a marketing strategy than anything. Insipid Ghost, first time caller, long time me hating his freaking guts. With
long time, first time.
Yeah, that's right. Hey guys, really love the show. Show's really great. With clear indications that PSVR 2 is winding down, do you expect their PSVR exclusives to head to Steam VR or Meta? Off the top of my head, a lot of them already have. I think like the few and far between would be like Fire Team and Horizon. So I like a lot of their games are, if they're not like, the Batman, the first Batman VR, which why would you at this point? It's more of experience. And like Rigs, which made people throw up.
Already out there.
Is it? Yeah,
Arkham VR, I think it is already out on like a Quest.
Go get Arkham Shadows. What are you guys doing? I think they already have. So dumb question, Luke. So sorry I had to read that out loud and waste everybody's time, including our beautiful listeners. Also, PlayStation seems to be standing firm publicly that their games will not jump ecosystems or go PC day and date. Is this just in line as they is this just a line as they adjust? Ooh. He's very a little like background here. Luke is very adamant that in the next 2 years you will see day and date PlayStation games and PC games, like both multiplayer and single player, doesn't matter. I say no, not in the near future, but far future, sure. So what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to see day and date PlayStation games on PC, again, single player, multiplayer as well? All of it, the whole kit and caboodle, in the next 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years? Take your guess.
I don't know, because I feel like PlayStation is very much still hardware focused. And yes, their games are coming to PC, but their take is a very different take than Xbox's. And I don't think they want to have their games out there day and date because they want people to buy a PlayStation console.
Yeah.
So if they did, I would say earliest 5 years, but I don't know.
Right.
It's because so much can change in such a short period of time, right? Like all of a sudden they could financially be struggling horribly and they're like, oh shit, we need to make more money. So let's put these games on
right.
PC too. But my gut tells me no, because they seem like they still are very console focused.
Yeah. I think the day they're not is the day you'll see that. PlayStation's in this place where we don't have to worry about if the PS6 is coming. It is. We don't have to worry about even the PS7 coming, because that's probably coming too. It's like the far future. Like I don't have to think about this until I'm in my 40s type future. Whew.
That's not that far future, Joe.
Whoa.
We're not that far away. Listen, it's all of us included in that.
Joe.
Whimper. What are you talking about? I'm living forever. Kyle Stevenson, the walls are closing in. What do you think?
I think I agree with you, Joe. I think it's far future. It's not near future. I do see an avenue where that becomes more and more likely, but they have no reason to do it now.
Yeah.
And there could be some games where that's not the case. Like we might see random games that are day and date, like especially if they're multiplayer games, because maybe they're like, oh, we don't want another Concord situation. We don't want, they're like, let's get this out as many places as we can. Yeah. But I don't see it being the norm.
Infinite Umbra writes, I feel Sony may go day and date with PC by the end of the next generation, if not the start of the 11th gen. Jesus, what gen are we even in at this point? It's nuts. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, I think So the interesting thing about Sony, it's something we talk about a lot, is that while Sony makes some of the most money in the industry, they also spend the most out of like the big three. So, their whole thing is getting their revenue and their profits in line, and kind of, for lack of better words, like trimming down the fat of the organization, getting their pipeline organized enough so that games aren't taking 7 years to make Naughty Dog. They're getting back to something of normacy, like a good 4, maybe 5. So like, things like that. That being said, last question is, how dare you? Oh, how dare you dumb so. All right, enough of that, gang. That was real fun, but I want to talk about Death Stranding 2. I got to play it. Again, my PlayStation 5 says in the span of 2 days, and I worked some long shifts, they're telling me I've played over 10 hours of Death Stranding. So again, this is just impressions. I'm not giving a number, even if you put a gun to my head. All right, it's 12. Kyle Stevenson.
Hi.
Well, no, the whole board here. Got any questions for me?
I also want to say, like, you were lucky enough to receive a code. Did you get to play any yet?
I did get a code. I played the intro, but I didn't play after that because I still haven't beaten the first game. But I had to at least turn it on and just see what the opening was like.
Absolutely.
And I, spoiler free, adored the intro, adored the song. It's been on my Spotify on repeat. And let me tell you, this game is so beautiful. I thought it was real footage. I thought we were looking at drone footage of planet Earth, and my brain was really struggling to comprehend that it was in fact not.
That was my first question: is how good does the Decima engine look? This is a weird thing that I'm gonna say. This truly feels like the first PS5 game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you said it. The first hour got wiped for me, because I fell asleep, and then my PS5 turned off and I forgot to save it, so I had to replay the first hour again. But I didn't mind one bit. I didn't mind one bit. That is, I'm not kidding you, Kyle. Top 5 intro of a video game.
Hell yeah, I can't wait.
First the 5 music, minutes.
I cannot stress enough how good that first song is with the opening.
I mean, the first game, that album was nothing but banger after banger, so I expect nothing less.
Kyle,
it makes me so excited for the next Horizon game too, with the Decima engine, seeing what it can do. Oh my god.
Well, that's like, while I was playing this game, I was like, oh right, this is what everything they got from Guerrilla. And then I'm like, Horizon 3, everything they got from Kojima, like, it's gonna be nuts. He really is in his Stanley Kubrick era. That's the vibes I consistently get. It's like Kubrick meets George Miller, and those are his clear inspirations when he's making Death Stranding. It's literally like, it's Mad Max with boots, and it's incredible. Like, Kyle, right off the rip, it is what you want out of a sequel. So far, in the first 10 hours, everything is better than the first game. The onboarding is incredibly streamlined. You have the first 3 hours that are the prologue-ish, quote unquote, but it doesn't feel like a prologue. You're very proactive and you are learning a lot, but maybe because I already rode this bike, I don't need the training wheels. It didn't feel like, hey, listen, I don't need this. Just take me out, Cap. I got this. They do a really good job onboarding you being engaged every part of the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask a follow-up question quickly?
Please.
My biggest issue with the first game.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it except for the combat.
Yeah.
Have you run into any combat yet? And if so, is it changed? Is it better? Or is it same old, same old?
Great question. You run into combat, not saying immediate. I would say the first 10 minutes into the game because he's got some cutscenes in
which
there.
is a huge change from the first one, because I feel like it was hours before you got into actual combat in the first game.
Right. And even in the first game, it's like I barely fought anything.
Yes, agreed.
So in this game, they very much, he's like, listen, you guys wanted a Metal Gear Solid so bad. There's stealth elements, and there are times where you have to go into bandit camps, or you could avoid them completely. It's kind of like sometimes you get to choose, sometimes they're like, no, we're dead set, you're doing this thing. And even then, it's like you can kind of pick the way you engage with these guys. I've only had one encounter, because the one bad thing about Death Stranding 1 was I felt like they always picked you out from like 8 miles away. I had that issue once, and then it just stopped. My problem with the AI is it's not that smart. It's very, for me, I think it's very easy to kind of beat them for the most part, like the human enemies. But combat is there. And it is a heck of a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah. Next question.
How are what's the right word I'm looking for? The traversal tools in 2. Like I'm like the infrastructure things that you can place in the world. Is that back? Are there anything new? We still ziplining across the world kind of situation?
I have not experienced the zip lines. I don't see.
Okay. It might be later in the game, but
I saw someone talk about like a monorail or a train or something like that.
Yes. Okay. So you are greeted with a whole bunch of stuff off the rip, and not so much that you feel overloaded. Like the first hour, it's like, hey, here's the basics of you traversing. The next hour is like, here's all these other basic tools. Here's how, here's how an encounter with BTs are. And then here is like the next set of tool. Like they're constantly introducing new things, but like I got a car right off the rip. The really cool thing is like, you can see that they learned a lot with the director's cut. And I think if there's ever a game that, now playing Death Stranding 2, I'm like, I understand the director cut move and it's completely justified. Yeah, Death Stranding director's cut completely justified. Because so many of those ideas are introduced there, but then expanded in 2. So like, even when you got really cool stuff like a car that can just traverse all these like mountainscapes and rivers and such, like you're still nervous when you're crossing like a ravine, or you're going up a mountain, or you hit like a rock, or you're getting chased by like, weird spider enemies. You're still getting nervous.
Okay.
It's not like an easy mode. It's just like another way to experience the game. So like,
Like, question for you: how are the haptics in the DualSense? Does it feel cool walking around and driving and stuff?
Yeah. So at the very intro, they have like a little earthquakey thing when you're walking, and the haptics for that were really cool. I don't know if that's something that continues throughout the game, but like in the intro, when you're very first like 2 seconds in, you're walking and there's like a little mini earthquake, and that felt really cool. I didn't notice the haptics really outside of that, because like I said, I only played, I think, the first 20 minutes. Like
you
start the game
I didn't know how long
outside.
the intro was.
You start the game outside, and then you walk back to where you're living, and there's a little cutscene, and I stopped after that cutscene because I was like, I don't want to get too far into the story because I want to make sure I'm fully.
I was just thinking like Kojima intro 2 hours long. Like that's kind of what
I think actually the intro is probably like 2 or 3 hours, but I just did like until the first cutscene because I just wanted to see what it was like. But just from that alone, the haptics were great.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna ask, can you get a sense? And I think was it Nisa in chat? Mentions it. Like, can you tell what Kojima has changed, or do you have a guess as to what he might have changed to make it less mainstream?
No, because here's the thing, guys. Like, this is still Death Stranding 2.
Hell yeah.
Like it's not what it's like. It's not like he made a totally different game. The main point of this game is about charting path. It's about walking, guys. It's about traversing a mountain. It's about crossing a stream. Like it's that's what it is. So like I think it has a better chance to succeed more than the first game even did, because the fans of Kojima and Death Stranding, we are a cult. We understand the assignment, but like there's so many more of us now. Yeah. There's so many more of us now because we know what this game is. And I think that's the strength of Death Stranding 2, where in the lead up to 1, it's like, I made a totally different game. It's like, it's a new genre. It's a Strand game. And this one, it's like, it's more Death Stranding 2. I took your thoughts into consideration and I made something objectively even weirder. I think what he means by controversial will be some story beats, of which
don't say anything. I want to know nothing.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to say anything, but I will not be able to play this game until I know that the baby is okay. Until I know that the baby has survived the entire game, I will not be picking this game up because I cannot handle it.
I mean, you just asked a question of moments of games that made me weep. The ending of Death Stranding 1, made me weep. BB song, oh my god.
Yeah, see, if something happens to that baby, I will not be okay, and I think I would be so devastated that I wouldn't be able to continue, and I don't want to play the game if that happens. So I'm gonna wait until the end, and then I'll spoiler myself just as like a trigger warning type of thing, because especially this time of year, that's really difficult for me. So I just can't.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. B writes, no ray tracing, just Decima magic. Yeah, guys. There's times where I'm like, can I just take a picture of this? This is just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like, it's
just saying I have to clear hard drive space because we've taken a lot of photos.
100%. Cool. And I'm not gonna say much, but like the BT stuff, man, that's rad. Like I got on late to the show because I was like, something weird but awesome just happened.
Oh, that's what that text mean. I thought something in like your house happened. That was weird.
No.
Got it. Okay.
No, it was definitely Kojima.
I thought it was just you keeping your dog out of your nice, cool room.
Nope. Yeah, she gets us in the heat. No, she's fine. It's 73, I think, in the house. She's gonna be okay. Woof, woof, woof. I said I haven't heard from her. No, stop. Bad joke. No. Back to Kojima, I promise. Yeah, like those encounters are way more interesting now. And just making it so that they're a part of the journey rather than like things you want to avoid. You actually want to go and investigate and fight these things. So yes, Kyle Stevenson, another question for you.
Not spoiling anything, of course, because Light and I don't want to get spoiled.
Spoiler free.
Favorite performance by so far? And don't say why or anything, just like, do you have one? I've heard a lot about Troy Baker's performance. That's why I was asking. I don't know what about it, but I've just heard he's incredible in this. So
maybe it's because I'm biased. I love you, Troy. Give me Puppet Man all day.
Okay. Cool.
Kyle Stevenson, there is a point with the Puppet Man where you're like, what in the are we doing here? What is happening and what's going on? And you are immediately in it.
So 2 things I want to say. The first thing, there's like a what the fuck in the very first cutscene where I'm not going to say who, but someone has this technology thing that's real weird. And I was like, what is this? And why is this happening? And I didn't like it.
Oh.
It made me feel weird. And then, but the other thing I will say, just from the opening, I'm a big book reader. And one thing they always say in your writing is to show, not tell. So like, if you want to express something, show it to the reader. Don't tell them, oh, this person was feeling like this. Show them through description. I love when that happens in video games. Mr. Light and I were just talking about this in the car on the way back home before the show. When you see character growth through that show, don't tell, because if you're someone who's really paying attention, you notice these things and it makes it so much deeper and more impactful. But if you don't really care about that, it's like, okay, you won't even notice. Like, so for example, in God of War games, and this is a Mr. Light example, so shout out to Mr. Light for this one. But you start the first game and you're hunting a deer with Atreus. You're teaching Atreus how to hunt the deer. In the second game, Atreus comes back in the very beginning and plops the hunted deer on the ground or whatever. Yeah. So you see that character growth there. There's a moment in this game that you see character growth right off the rip, and it brought tears to my eyes. It was very beautiful and very well done.
That's how I felt in Last of Us Part 2 when Ellie jumps into water. Like, what are you doing? You don't know how to swim, and she can swim.
Yeah,
very much like it just shows that they're living their lives when we aren't playing.
Yes,
which is great.
Yeah, very much that. Yeah, the story's weird. It's real good though, and I want to jump back in right now.
So let's end the show so Joe can go play.
Goodbye, everybody. No, the performances are phenomenal. Yeah, the traversal is just like what you guys just described. Like the one thing that they added here that I'm not sure is in Death Stranding 1. Again, it's been literally years, but like gate quakes, earthquakes, rumblings of like avalanches and rocks coming down, and you got to be weary of things, coming at you at those moments. Like those moments are really cool. It feels like the world isn't just like a beautiful portrait, that there's like, again, I know cliche, but it's lived in, it's real, it's
dynamic.
Dynamic. There you go. Yeah, it's man, it's real good.
I'm just looking at quickly the trophy guide.
Sure. Oh, please, no, that's spoilers. Don't do it.
No, just like the levels or whatever.
It's a
3 out of 10 to 70 to 100 hours. Good Lord.
It's worth it.
Okay.
Portal player and Nisa were talking in the chat, and they were talking about pacing of the game. They do a really good job pacing this game out so far. Again, 10 hours in. There's constantly things that are in your way, that you are charting your path, and if you want to take those routes to take those challenges head on, you can. It's very much like you're building the roadmap to how best suits you. So yes, it's paced really well in terms of time to shoot a dude in the mouth. Yes, it's there. Or time to get spooky scared because BTs freak you out. Yes, that's there too. So yeah, they do a lot to get you acclimated to the systems off the rip, so that you don't feel like there's that big, because the problem with Death Stranding 1 was like chapter 2 was so long, and it was the make or break, and it was for a good like 2-3 hours. There's not much going on. This one, there's things are constantly happening, and you're constantly being introduced while it not feeling completely overwhelming.
Cool.
That's what I'll say. Stick to it. All right, those are my initial thoughts of Death Stranding. If you guys have any other questions, do you guys have any questions? No.
Nope. I'm good.
All right, woof.
Meow meow.
Beep beep.
Boop boop. Let's do it. Time for some flash news. Gotta no. Conserve our energy.
Too hot to run fast.
Hot. Kyle's
Roll.
I'm stuck.
Oh no, he's stuck. No. Kyle Stevenson, you added some stuff in here. What's this?
Well, yeah.
I want to add something after too.
Yeah, Hellblade 2 got its date for PS5.
Ooh, okay.
It's coming out on August 12th.
Everyone play it, please.
Yeah, it's got a performance mode. It's got something called a Dark Rot mode. So that was from the first game. It offers an additional challenge for Senua in this optional game mode. The Dark Rot will grow each time you fail. And if it reaches Senua's head, her quest is over and all progress will be lost. So good luck. There's also be enhanced photo mode and developer commentary. Standard will be $50 and deluxe will be $70. Also, the first game will also receive a PS5 update. For free.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I earn an easy trophy that way?
I don't know. I haven't played the first one yet. So.
I don't think the trophies are very difficult. I think there's like some collectible ones. I don't even think there's a difficulty one. I could be wrong. But regardless, the combat is not that challenging. Like, you'd be fine.
Okay. I'm in.
Those games are beautiful. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but damn, I loved them. I loved the second one in particular.
I've heard I'll be missing out if I don't play it with headphones.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't think you'll be missing out, but it's definitely much better if you play with headphones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Love the first game. Platted that one. I'll skip out on the deluxe just because the only real thing is they added the first game in it. So yeah, but I'm in day one. Hellblade 2. Let's go.
Okay.
Kyle, what's this one?
I added this next one because there's like a Little Nightmares showcase the other day. They announced a comic book, a young adult book, a VR game.
Oh wow!
A stop motion project thing. But the reason why I want to put this out here, it got a date for October 10th.
Okay.
If you pre-order the deluxe version,
okay,
or excuse me, let me back up. The first game's getting an enhanced version that also launches on October 10th. However, if you pre-order the game today, Little Nightmares 3, I think the deluxe version, premium version, whatever version it is, you can play the enhanced edition right now. Meaning you get 5 months early access. Like, I find that so wild, and I've never heard of that before.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you go pre-order that game, you can get the first enhanced edition today. Which is insane to me.
That reminds me, I have to play Little Nightmares 2 though.
it's too scary. Yeah, that's not great. That's not a great trend to follow. Is my immediate reaction. Like, even like Death Stranding 2 early access, right? Like 2 days early, fine. But like 5 months early? What if I want to play the game now and I just don't know?
This one from Gamatsu writes, the enhanced edition for PS5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, and PC. It will officially launch alongside Nightmares 3 on October 10th, but you can play it right now by pre-ordering the game. Like, that's so wild to me. So I wanted to bring it up because I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
Yeah.
That's like with the Tony Hawk or whatever. Is it Tony Hawk? I don't know. One of those games where like you have to pre-order it in order to get the demo. Like, what are these choices we're making? Come on, people.
I don't know.
Oh man.
I just want to add one thing. I don't have an actual article, but I was seeing it floating around social media, and we always say bad things, and this is a good thing, so I want to shout it out. Clair Obscur did so well that the company gifted all of their employees like extra vacation time, Switch 2s, and a bonus. So shout out to the studio actually taking care of the people who made the game what it is, because you don't hear that enough, and we don't get to say good news enough. So while I don't have a specific article to quote, I did see that going around from reputable people on social media. So shout out to them. I love that. That makes me really happy and makes me want to play the game even more because I know it's good people who care about their employees running it.
I know the Liza P devs did something very similar.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is it Liza P that did that? I think it's Liza P. I think it's Liza P. I misspoke.
Yeah.
Which makes me want to play Liza P.
Yes.
There you go.
I believe the Liza P devs gave 2 weeks worth of paid vacation.
Yes.
A bonus of like $7,500 and a Switch 2. Like, they took care of that team.
But I'm gonna play that game on Switch too, like a crazy person.
Liza P?
I mean, if they're giving their folks Switch 2s, I think maybe that's shift up.
Cinderloo says Sandfall did as well.
So
God bless these guys.
Liza P developers, this is from The Gamer. Getting a free Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, it's more complicated than you think. Oh. Well.
All right.
They did something nice, and that made me really want to play the game.
Yes, absolutely.
Paid holiday, bonus, and a Switch 2. Yep. All of the staff.
I love that.
Real talk. Sandfall, Kepler album there, day one, Switch 2 physical. Let's go. Hell yes. Hell yes. All right, M9 Prime writes in with a question, but then there's some news that follows. Did y'all hear about the update to Dying Light 1? Because pretty cool bonus before the release of their new game. And now it comes Michael Kripe over at IGN. Techland is taking players back to Haran after 10 years with a surprise-free release of the original Dying Light, and that's calling it the retouched update. Come June 26th, thousands of players who haven't been able to let go of the 2015 zombie parkour hardcore hit will be treated to improvements that should improve the experience across the board. Retouch update includes visual enhancements, a remastered soundtrack, and more for players across PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. IGN asked Techland about the potential Switch version of the retouched update. Quote, when we looked online the day after the update was announced, my heart skipped a beat. Quite a few of you expecting a full remaster of some sort. Scamtella explained.
Spectala, I believe is how you say it.
My apologies. Sorry. Yikes. A new blog post. So let's get the record straight. Retouch update is about squeezing out even more from Dying Light you already love. It's not a complete overhaul or remaster. Okay, cool. Why would you be upset? People, I get it. They're upset at everything, but like, why are you upset that the free thing is not the remaster? Is freaking nuts, and it's so entitled it pisses me off. But it's really cool for Dying Light 1 and for Dying Light 1 fans who are an entitled crybabies.
Do that for Left 4 Dead cowards.
Valve, come on,
Valve, what are you doing?
Oh, all right, gang, that's it for Flash News. It's time for what you've been playing. Light, what you been playing?
I platinumed Oblivion.
Hey!
Oh my goodness.
Got all of the trophies in the DLC, the Shivering Isles DLC, but nice. I will say it ended on a sour note. Thank God I got the last trophy on it. It was crashing so badly, I couldn't actually finish the story. So thank God the final trophy popped, because I could not get past 2 seconds before it crashed. I'd reload, I'd get 2 seconds further, it would crash. I think it was my PlayStation. I know that like Bethesda games, you know, the jank, whatever. But I do think it was my PlayStation in this case, because it was making like a noise the entire time I was playing it. That was not good.
Yeah.
And whenever it made that noise, the game was really, really choppy. And then it would stop making any of the loud noise and the game would freeze. And then it'd go, and then the game would go again. So it was just having issues like the whole time, because my PlayStation, I think, is on its last legs. So I'm going to say that was the issue, because Mr. Light played it on the PS5 Pro and had no crashes, no nothing. And I had constant crashes.
Okay.
So I think that's more my console versus the game. But I did platinum it. And I also recently started the Dawnguard DLC on Skyrim, because I was holding off on that because I was going to do content around it. But I was like, you know what? No, I just want to play it. So I'm playing it. So
hell yeah.
I love that.
I saw somebody in chat earlier, like during the pre-show, say they were playing Skyrim as well. So that's nice.
Reese. Who needs ASMR when you've got
we've been barking, we've been meowing, you know, singing even. Jesus, this has been an episode. Kyle Stevenson, anything you've been playing? Spot?
Not only did I finish the Lies of P DLC, which is absolutely fantastic, but I also went back and platinumed the base game, and I 100%ed the DLC, which are all New Game Plus run-throughs. So I was a madman. I beat the DLC. I was like, all right, I'm doing it now. I can't wait another 2 years before I do it. I just need a couple of I just need the records that are only available in New Game Plus. I've set it to easy and I sprinted through. At the end of the New Game Plus playthrough, I didn't level up once. I was like, let me keep all my ergo, which is like the souls level up thing in Lies of P. Let me see how high this number can get. And let me see if I can pull up the actual number, because I died a few times, like, oh no, let me get it. I want to end the game with this all. Where is it? Here it is. 1,632,970 ergo, which is equal to 89 levels.
Jesus.
Which is a very cool quality of life thing, which I don't think I talked about last week. it tells you how many levels you can level up with now with like
nice.
how many souls or ergo you have.
Yeah,
I think the Lies of P Overture DLC is some of the best Souls boss fights I've ever played. The final boss fight, Joe, is like top 3.
Okay.
In all Souls games. It's incredible. And again, who that boss is also incredible. I can't wait to talk about it once the spoiler ban is gone.
Sure.
Lies of P is incredible, and I can't wait for their next game starring the end credit, cool post-credit thing.
Huh.
Which, again, I want to talk about openly, but I want people to experience it for themselves. So I did that, and then I didn't want to get into anything too heavy because I know Death Stranding 2 was this week, so I didn't want to play something huge. I had this game sitting on my PlayStation for a while, and I played Mandragora for a little bit.
Okay.
It's an indie Metroidvania, similar to the what was the name of the Ender Magnolia, the game I played earlier this year, I think. Except it's way more soulsy, and get this, Light and Joe, you'll both love this. Gave me Witcher vibes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Very much Witcher vibes of like the setting, the characters, the like the Witcher senses and abilities and whatnot. I think you would both really, really dig it. And from what I played, it was good. It felt good. Joe, you'll hate that roll. I think is R2. Or something like that. It's not great. But yeah, it's a really, really fun time, and it's gorgeous looking. So if you the only downside to that is I like to speed read like the cutscenes and the subtitles, and I couldn't skip ahead.
Oh, I hate that.
I had to skip the whole scene. I was like, oh, I just want to get to the gameplay, and it took a little too long for me to get to it.
Yeah.
It's the only downside so far, but I love the vibe of it, and I'm gonna say right now I'll probably get back to it after Death Stranding. But from what I played, is really, really cool.
Goddamn, I can't wait to just jump back into Death Stranding. But shout out to Luminous Remastered on the Switch. Gave me carpal tunnel all weekend. Someone, for the love of God, someone. All right, here's my what you've been playing is more like a
also Sinjaloo. I also agree. Roll on R2 is better than jump on L3.
That should be illegal. That should be illegal. What game did that?
A lot.
Oh
Lies
my
of
God.
P, actually, I think.
No.
you sprint and you press L3 and you jump.
No.
Yeah.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
You don't have to jump very much in Lies of P, but it is an option.
So. But I do want to just say something. All right, welcome to the Nintendo Nook. Something's got to be done about the cases for the Switch on day one. It's not great. They all suck. I got big meaty claws. I need a big grip. Okay. I was so excited about the Kill Switch case because I love the Kill Switch case on my Steam Deck. What did I say something again?
No, it's just I'm laughing, and this is not me kink shaming. You love what you love, be into what you're into.
What did I do?
Did you like discover that you're a furry? What's with all the animal references this week?
What was the animal?
You have big meaty claws.
Yeah, I got big hands.
Woof, all episode.
Big dog, big bark. Yeah. But big meaty claws is from SpongeBob. That's a SpongeBob reference.
You know I don't like SpongeBob.
Big meaty claws.
I was laughing for a different reason, but I can't say it on the show, so I'm not going
to. Nonetheless, the Steam Deck love the Kill Switch case. I was gonna go. I pre-ordered one 2 nights ago, and then I hear there's been like a malfunction with some of the cases, and their reply was, oh, none of the cases do that. Like you're trying to break the case. Like no one actually
gaslight me. I hate when companies do that.
Right. Like we don't. And I was like, dude, and when you see the problem, it's like, oh, the case because like the magnets, the Joy-Cons wobble just a little bit, right? And the case is so airtight that like it bumps the magnets out.
Mm.
That's it. And like just own it. Just go, explain the technical limitations of it or whatever, and give people new grips. That's it. Don't give me the whole, don't gaslight me going, no one holds it like that. Motherfucker, I hold it like that.
These big meaty claws hold it like that.
Exactly. Like it angered me so much. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna cancel my pre-order, and I'm gonna wait until they fix this. But in the meantime, I got some JSOX cases coming in. I'm gonna try the best one. I'm gonna, that's gonna hold me over, I think. That said, I try to cancel it. It's the most convoluted cancel of a pre-order ever made. So D-Brand, the guys that are like, we're the cancer culture, or the counterculture edgy brand. Hey, PlayStation, try to sue us. Hey, look at you, Hyrule edition of Switch. Here's our version, and it says "suck it" in Hyrulean. It's like, and then now for it to go full circle, going, you're just holding the Switch wrong, dude. Shut the up. Like, you've become what you hated,
It's like our issue with PS Direct of like, what do you mean you can't? I have to go somewhere else. Why can't I give you my money?
Mm-hmm.
What I want? It's my problem. What do you mean it's my problem? I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's like I bought it and it's falling off. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that in the slightest. And I shout out to one of the reviewers that pointed it out, because apparently a lot of there's a lot of sponsored videos out there, and maybe they were glancing over some of the wrongs of it, and that was one of the problems highlighted. But shout out to one in particular, and I'll try to remember their name for next week. But they're just like, do this. I was so happy for this case. I got this case, and this one issue sucks, and you shouldn't buy it for this one issue. Now you could sand the controller, and that'll fix the problem.
No.
You shouldn't have to do that.
If I buy something, it should work the way as I bought it. I shouldn't have to do a DIY.
Yeah. No. There's this my stepdad is in finance, and there's this guy he used to listen to when I was a kid, and I don't know who it is. I don't know who I'm quoting, but he had this phrase where he was like, I don't want my money back. I want my money's worth. And that is such a real quote. Like all the time. Like, I don't want you to refund me. I don't want you to fix it for next time. I want you to get it right. I want to get my money's worth. And that is like a perfect quote for this situation.
God, that is a really great quote.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't know who I'm quoting. They could be a total asshole. So my bad if they are, but like, that's a good line.
By Rush Limbaugh. So like, it's
honestly, it could be. Okay.
What's the guy that sits at a desk and yells about stocks that hit a horn? What's that guy's name?
Oh, Mike Kramer or something.
There you
like
go. Yeah, that dude.
What do you mean you don't know the population of? Anyway, so yeah, no, the case. Come on, guys, fix it. Let's do it. All right. And also ship it out on time. You've had the schematics for so long. What are you telling me? You just started making these things, and you made them wrong anyway. Come on.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird.
It's a weird choice.
But again, whatever. I got the off-brand, so I'm gonna be fine. Kyle Stevenson.
Hi.
I'm sorry. In light, are we holding on to anything? Is there anything to be held on to? I got a Gatorade bottle. What's that?
Last of Us keychain.
Ooh.
And it says, if I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself.
Oh.
I love it.
What are you holding, Kyle?
So this came up at work today. Friend of the show.
Brian?
No, from Crossplay Conversations.
Hey.
We're talking about he's getting married in less than 3 weeks, and we're like, oh, what are you getting for your groomsmen? And he was like, oh, I'm getting a couple of these things. Like, oh, let me show you what I got for one of my friends from high school. That's me as Colossus, as like a street caricature kind of drawing, and it's Kyleossus. That's the name of it.
Oh, cool!
So, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that. That's dope. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals headed to the PlayStation storefront.
Guess what? There's nothing next week.
Yay!
Play Death Stranding 2.
Woo! I will. All right, gang. It's time, sadly, for the last part of the show, but our favorite segment. It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeah.
Oh. And then Prime writes in.
He froze himself. He's propelling so hard.
He really did. That was great. Question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw. What's your favorite game that got bad review scores? Is there a game that people generally say is bad, but for some reason you just love it?
That's a good question.
Good question. Dang.
Now, clarifying question.
Okay.
What are we here in the trophy room? What are we saying is a bad review score?
I would say Teacher Brain says 6 out of 10 because that's 60%, which is failing.
I agree.
Okay. That's a really good question.
Because like I have one that people say it's bad, but I generally love it, and it's the Borderlands series. But people just say it's bad just because it's cool to hate on it. But like, I generally love them,
which is so lame.
It's stupid. It's really dumb. It's really, really dumb.
I would say, I mean, like I've enjoyed my time with FBC Firebreak, and I've seen a lot of people like throw shade at it, but like, and it's got problems and it's got flaws, but I still had fun with it. But I love it, right? And other people hate it. You know what?
Oh, this one get that score? Hold on.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, let's see. I gotta do some research here.
I would say shit, I had it and then I lost it. The one where Days Gone got awful.
Oh, hell yes.
I think
that's
that got shat on for no reason. Like, obviously it was rough and it needed some patches, but I think it got unjustly hated.
Yes, agreed. That's a great choice.
No, of course it wouldn't. It's such a good game. I was gonna say Sunset Overdrive. I just want to shout it out.
Feels like Elden Ring, obviously.
Duh. Charlie Urtry's too hard. Destiny 1 gets a lot of shit. It got a 74, but it got a lot of shit early on, and I get it. There's problems, but I have so many fond memories of it that I love Destiny 1 unabashedly. So I think Destiny 1 sort of counts. I think Destiny 1. Yeah, I'm gonna count it. Destiny 1, gosh dang it.
I think I'm gonna go with this one, even though Metacritic says it's higher than what it was. But I don't know. This one post
agrees.
This one post says it was a 6 out of 10. It's a game called Singularity on PS3 and 360. It's a really cool first-person shooter that was ahead of its time that I don't think a lot of people appreciated. On that same note, I don't know what the score was, but the Saboteur was really, really fun. I think it took place in like World War II, and the cool thing about that one, it was like black and white, and as you free the districts, it would get the color back.
Okay.
I think that's cool. The game I'm thinking of, but that was kind of fun. You can, and I also think you can go to one of the clubs that we talked about last week in that game.
In the club,
I think.
Mine's is Mind's Eye.
Oh no, it's not.
No,
I avoided it for weeks. I didn't want to punch it while it was down, but I had to find something. Here's one. Here's
Genie. That's a great Final Fantasy 13. I love 13 unabashedly.
Here's a good one. Order 1886. It's sitting at a 62 open critic.
Oh, too low.
How dare you all? Could have gotten a sequel, but no.
Yeah.
So werewolf penis. It was so upsetting. Come on. Woof woof. That one actually made sense to do. All right. What's the last? Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
I didn't play it a ton, but Friday the 13th, the Metacritic is a 61.
Oh,
and I did have fun with that one. I only played it a little bit, but the little bit that I played, I had fun with. And apparently it looks like Prey got a bad review, which I, again, didn't play it, but I know people love Prey.
Yeah.
Prey, the second one, right? Or
it just said Prey, so I don't know.
Yeah, the reimagining.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think people didn't love it, but like has a diehard cult fan base. So yeah.
Ainsley Bowden. He's the leader of the cult. Oh, the mug is actually an alien. Okay, it's great. Go back to sleep, old man.
Then finally from the Sony Pony Express,
Yeah.
The Green Gorilla Gamer writes in, "Sup, fam? The
That's how it's written.
It definitely is. I just watched the Xbox showcase last night from 2 weeks ago. Wow, there are a lot of games there that have me hyped, and a lot of them are coming to PS5. What are you guys most interested in playing? I'm getting major Dead Space vibes from Chronos. Super Meat Boy 3D made me freak the fuck out. But dude, Black Ops 7? I'm not a Call of Duty fan, and the last one I played was World War II, but I might finally join the bandwagon, at least for the campaign, because that looks sick. Also, Silksong, not so subtly being mentioned during its handheld section, was surreal. But what do you guys think of the handheld? I still don't have a reason to buy the PlayStation Portal. I'm definitely not getting a Nintendo Switch 2, but this and the Steam Deck really had me thinking. Between the two, I'm wondering which is better. Hope you all are doing good. Haven't been around for a bit. Joe, if you want to hop on Rivals, I'd love to catch up, brother. I know I can't convince Kyle to join, but Teegan, it'd be fun to get you on there. God bless and have a great week.
He just said something wild. Definitely not getting a Nintendo Switch 2.
I mean,
I'm right there with him right now.
We're also not getting a Nintendo Switch 2.
It's not worth the price for the product that I'm getting. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not.
You could be Waluigi in his gayest outfit. Yeah, you want to see it?
That's great. It's not worth $500 or whatever.
No, Queen. It screams.
And again, we are happy for Waluigi.
Yeah.
Live your best life, but
you're gonna do this on the last day of Pride. All right.
It's definitely not the last day of Pride.
Well, as of this recording.
Oh, the last show during Pride?
Yeah. Sure. Come on. I'll show you. I'll show you on the
Donkey Kong looks fun, but again, I'm not spending $500 for 2 games, and it's not just $500. It's $650 plus of getting those 2 games.
The Dusk Bloods, Kyle.
I will wait till that comes to console because
it's never going to come to console. It's
fine.
Nintendo.
It's not a From Software game I want to play.
Man.
Metroid Prime? No wonder it's 98 degrees by you guys because he's hot right now.
I'll be right back.
Anyways,
I can't even get him to play Night Rain. I would love to play Night Rain. Not Dusk Bloods.
I have a Steam Deck and it is great, but I'm not tech savvy, so I can't like crack it and do the crazy things I literally just have Steam games on it. I am very, very excited for the Xbox handheld because all of those things are integrated in it. So you can get your Steam games, you can get your Game Pass games, which I've been saying I want, and people are like, "Oh, you could do that on the Steam Deck." I can't. You can. I can't. I will break it. Also, like the Blizzard launcher, give me WoW on the go. Hell yeah.
I think this one
pumped.
This one is very appealing. If I would have to choose between the two, Steam Deck's great. The ROG Ally for the Xbox version, I think, is very interesting. I'll have to wait to see if it's worth it when it's out, of course. But like, if I could make that my Game Pass machine, I will finally jump on board. Because like I'm not sitting here on my PC and playing. That is never happening ever. Yeah. So we'll see. Joe, how we doing?
Look how gay this man is. Look at it.
He looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah. All right.
$500 worth though? I don't know.
Yeah, worth every penny.
Show me the cow, Joe. Show me the cow. Yeah. Moo moo.
Where's his costume?
Moo moo, moo moo. Look at him. He's a funny little fellow.
That could be worth $400.
Yeah, there's a little toad with a little pizza or burger for a hat.
All right, now you got me.
Come on, there you go. Okay, jokes aside, though, how off the rails this goddamn podcast has become. The Xbox handheld is really interesting. More so than like, because everybody's like, oh, is the price too much? The price too much? We talked a bit about this on the last cast co-op. Yes, we actually did make one of those over at Season Gaming.
No
Check
way.
that out. I know, the first one
You're
in like
back?
3 months. 3 months, baby, we're back. And Ains kind of said it perfectly. This handheld sets up Xbox for the future of what their console is. Or not even console, their platform is. Where think about it like this. You have a one-stop shop for everything. You know, the one thing Phil Spencer said on Kind of Funny was, you know, everybody has their digital libraries and they're entrenched in those digital libraries. And that's why and he's right. It doesn't matter if Starfield's a 10. It's not going to bring people over to this platform because people looked at Spider-Man 2 and went, wait, who knows, right? And stayed on their PCs. What if we brought the library to you? How enticing does that become as a player on a platform where it doesn't matter because this is a Windows-based platform, Windows-based OS, which means you're able to bring your Steam library to the ROG, to the Xbox. You get to bring your Epic Game Store to your Xbox, and then you get to bring your Xbox games over to this Xbox. And everything's intertwined, and you no longer have to worry about, hey, I'd love to play with you, Phasmophobia, but dang, I'm on Xbox or whatever. What was the game that was made by the Crabs Treasure? Peak. I'd love to play, but it's not on Xbox. Well, I could buy it on Steam. And all of a sudden, the barriers are just completely broken. Now, that sounds enticing. That's actually the exciting thing out of all of this. It's not the price. Price doesn't matter. This is a thing. This is the test of, hey, is there something here, right? For us to build upon in the future for our next iterations. That's what gets me excited, because that actually puts PlayStation in jeopardy. Because all of a sudden, you're now going, there is not just an Xbox library, but a PC library as well. That's pretty intriguing, because I've never played X, Y, or Z, and you're telling me I could theoretically get like whatever their S alternative is, and I get to experience all those games. Interesting. So, yeah, sorry. The long and short of it is, the handheld doesn't intrigue me because I got Switch 2, but I'm more excited about the tech, because that seems like that could put pressure on PlayStation to also do wacky, cool things. There you go. Sorry.
And see, I am hook, line, and sinker gonna want to get this, especially over the Nintendo, because I like the fact that I can get a wider variety of games on this than I can with Nintendo. Like, yes, a lot of companies are bringing their games, a lot of studios are bringing their games to the Switch too, but I feel like there's a wider portfolio of games, like you said, on this new handheld.
They had DK Bonanza demo at Walmart. It's good. Can't wait to get it. Jeannie, I'm going there tomorrow. You just said it. You just said the magic words. Oh my God. The fun and whimsy. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Just make sure you bring hand sanitizer after you play.
Listen, man, Zoran he may have won, but I'm still in a dark place. And what I'm telling you is I need fun and whimsy. That's why I go to my Nintendo
Bring
Switch.
some Clorox wipes, wipe down the controller first, and then use hand sanitizer after.
It is Walmart,
Which is why
Walmart people are trash.
No, don't
Boo,
say that.
Walmart people. Target all the way. Let's go. I think.
The views expressed by Joe, Light and I do not stand by their zone.
Yeah.
He does not speak for the company.
Exactly.
Are you pro Walmart?
I mean, I go to whichever's closer, and that's usually a Target, but I haven't been in a very long time.
I'm typically a Target girly, simply because the Walmart that's closest to me, the town that it's in, has really, really strict laws about chains and businesses. I don't know. So they can't be a 24-hour Walmart, because that's not allowed in our town. So it's like a teeny Walmart. So it doesn't have a lot of the stuff that I want. And there's a nice one, like a super center that's like, I don't know, almost 30 minutes from me. So if I want to make the trek out there, that's nice. But Target is like 15 tops. So it's like
in college, I once drove to the nearest 24-hour Walmart up in upstate New York on an MLB The Show release day so I could get it before anyone else. And I drove like an hour and a half just to get it. In the darkness. It was not fun. It was great. Those roads are dangerous.
We did that with Mr. Light, and I did that when we were in Albany for, I think it was fight night. We went at like midnight, and we were the only ones in the store, and we had to hunt down the 2 employees that were working and be like, hey, we want this game. And they're like, the game's not out yet. And we're like, no, the game is out. Go get it from the back.
I see it in the cage right there. You're about to put it on the shelf. Hand it to me now.
So here's the thing. Real talk. Costco or bust. That's where I'm at. You get me a hot dog, you get me a pizza, you get me a a parfait, giant cookie, limitless. You get comfortable. What is it? The fleece sweatpants, guys. It doesn't get much better than that.
I don't have one very close to me. Again, it's like 35 minutes, so it's not unreasonable, but it's also like a hike to go there when I've got a BJ's right next to me. But I might get a membership just for the online stuff because they have a lot of really great online deals, especially for kids things.
That's right.
So I might do that.
You know what? Target on Pride Month. Jeannie, thank you for reminding me. What's better than Walmart?
They all suck because they're all...
Yeah.
That's true. No, Walmart Walmart bets against its employers' health insurance. And you know what? This is time for the post show. Everybody, that's been the show here. A PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where in our after show is we're just gonna try to find the non-problematic.
You can't even shop at Goodwill. Goodwill sucks too.
Right? Oh my god, Jesus Christmas. So that said, listen, we love y'all. Anything we want to spotlight before we get on out of here? Kyle, see what take it away.
Myself, Mr. K said pretty much everywhere. Go follow the indie game stuff I do at 61 Indie. If you are somehow an indie dev listening to this, which I hope you do, love to have you. Game submissions are open for our showcase in September. So go submit. We've got some bangers in there already, so keep it coming. Remember to stay safe. Tell somebody you love them. It's very, very important to do so. And love you all very, very much.
Light, what say you?
You can follow me for all of your gaming content over at Lightweight Gaming on YouTube. I am getting really close to the end of Black Flag as my current pre-recorded Let's Play, and I'm also streaming Clair Obscur. And then if you want movie and TV show reactions, you can follow me over at Lightweight Reacting. And I've got a couple other offshoot channels that I'm going to be launching soon. So they're all linked everywhere. Just find me.
Nice. You can find me over at Blue Sky or Twitter at Mr. Badbit. And you know what? I'm going to say the winner's Costco because they promote from within. And I think that's very important.
Don't let your brother hear that.
And they stand by their diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yes,
and I like that.
There you go.
So shout out. Costco.
And one guy said, if you raise the price, I think one of the board members is like, if you raise the price of the hot dog, I will kill myself or something like that. I'm like, that's dedication. You won't see a C-suite exec commit seppuku because they raised the price of their,
I mean,
the Costco hot dog, and then what's the iced tea?
Arizona.
That's always been 99
yeah,
cents.
that's what I was going to say.
Those two powerhouses. Shout out to those two.
With Ben and Jerry's too. They stand on business as well.
Let's go,
yes,
Ben.
they do.
Americone dream. Let's go. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, love y'all. Keep what's about you.
Happy Pride!
And keep playing PlayStation.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.